Hi everyone, it's Kev from Magpies YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video, I will be reviewing round 7. If you are returning Kev from Magpies, welcome, like, comment, share. If you're new to the channel, watch this for the first time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you are enjoying my content, please don't forget to drop a like and also drop a sub as well. Now, can Richmond cause an Anzac Day Eve upset, or will Melbourne continue on their winning ways? Can Essendon get the job done against my boys, or will my boys continue on our Anzac Day form? Can the Giants continue on their marker over winning streak this year, or can the Lions cause an upset? Can the Power continue on their winning form at home, or the Saints get the job done at the Adelaide Oval? Can North Melbourne finally get a win at Blundstone Arena, or can the Adelaide Crows finally dominate and get back on the winning streak? Can the Cats get the job done at the MCG, or will the Blues make it 2 in a row? Can the Dockers cause a major upset win against the Western Bulldogs, or will the Western Bulldogs be too good? Can the Gold Coast Huns continue on with their winning streak at home, or can the West Coast Eagles make it 3 in a row? Can the Hawks cause a likely upset against the Swans, or will the Swans be too good? Now, getting back to a big win for Melbourne on Wednesday night. 87-85 to 5-12-42. Look, it was the most boring game you could ever watch. I'm pretty sure I streamed it too. I know I was watching it, it was so boring the way that both teams have played. Melbourne, it got Richmond in front by a point at half time, but then after half time it was all Melbourne in dominance, kicking 10 goals too. So, look, again, Melbourne showed why they're that good and impressive, but 43 points as well. It was a really good performance from the D's as well. But don't forget, Richmond really stuck at it with Melbourne, and they were very competitive, and they made it was a very scrappy game for sure. But, what can you say about that game? It's just the way that Melbourne played. Now, Essendon and Collingwood played out a second Anzac Day draw, 12-13-85 apiece. Now, while both teams had opportunities, we had opportunities in the first quarter as well, kicking 2 goals, 6 down. Did do the review, so if you haven't checked it, please check that out as well. But we dominated for, 2.5 quarters, and by looking at it too, in the last quarter, Essendon kicked 3 goals too, and we kicked 3 goals 1, so they were just in front in that last quarter. We had patches where we were good as well. Carl Langford had a chance to win the game for the Bombers, but missed, and that was a draw. Jamie Elliott had a chance to take a mark and probably gone back and had a shot. Who knows for Collingwood, but siren did sound, and unfortunately it was a draw. So, look, we would have learned so much out of that game. Well, we would learn so much out of that draw and have so much positive, and then, to take it out of that type of performance. Would I like to see extra time? Yes, I do, because personally, because they're ill feeling. Yes, you get tipped right either way, but I just got that feeling now that we've had that draw, Collingwood's best foot is ahead of us, compared to Essendon, which again, they were pretty much an up and down team, you think. Giants were too good for the Brisbane Lions as well, win by 54 points, 7-11, 113 to 8-11, 59. Yes, competitive until half-time. After half-time, they were poor. Oh, look, I think it's season over for Brisbane. I don't think they'll make the 8, and even they do, they won't make it that far. They're just not as good team as what everyone thinks. And while this was on Anzac Day night as well, they really didn't look like they were that impressive at all. And unfortunately, just the way it is with Brisbane, they didn't perform well at all. But realistically, a great win for the Giants. And yeah, they're a very dangerous team as well. Now, Port Adelaide were inaccurate, 11-16-82 to 11-6-72. Now, the problem is with St Kilda, and while I look at it, 6 goes 9, but they kicked 1 goal 8 in that first quarter. So to me, Port Adelaide kicked a lot more accurately. This would have been a 40-point margin easily. Now, while some St Kilda fans are saying that they were robbed by the umpires, no, you weren't. You weren't robbed by the umpires at all. It was a mark. Yes, by showing it looked like it was out in the full, but when you look at towards behind, it was definitely a mark. So, can't really complain about that, St Kilda fans, to be honest. The Charlie Dixon goal, that's a softy touch as well. Jack Higgins has been given 3 weeks for his dangerous tackle. Now, I know Saints TV's posted up on Instagram and even X about it, and mentioned about the other instances. It's got nothing to do with what happened with the dangerous tackles. And yes, Barras got a week, but this one was a lot worse than what was. Now, yeah, you have one arm pin, but you had the ball in the other arm as well. And in a way, like, he could sort of protect himself. So, in a way, it was tackle. Yes, it was a bit of a dangerous tackle. But we have to protect the head. Now, one thing with Leah is that he failed a concussion test as well. Now, while you've got one arm pin, he did take on the tackler, therefore you have to dispose of the footy. Now, you can say, oh, but you had the momentum, and victim blaming Aaliyah in this is just ridiculous and disgusting behaviour from Saints fans as well. Because you gotta realise as well, he took on the tackler. What Jack Higgins should have let him go once he disposed of it. He didn't need to sling him into the ground. Now, I do agree with My Blue Heaven as well. Like, mate, don't pin a player's arm and sling him into the ground. It is very dangerous because, as it shows, he hit his head and he got a concussion out of it. Now, you're not going to argue that point to be 0. It is going to be 3 weeks because it's a dangerous action that we need to get out of the game. Now, while there have been other instances where it is a dangerous tackle and they're being suspended for it, we need to realise that that is the case where you have to punish that action, right? And St Kilda supporters will say, oh, they got hard done by the MRO, the hate us, that sort of thing. That's a load of bullshit. It is a really load of bullshit because at the end of the day, Webster deserved to get suspended for what he did. He intentionally went at a bloke to knock him out. Now, compared to that to Aaliyah is a big man. Yes, he was trying to get him down to the ground, but he could have just let him go. So realistically, it's disappointing that St Kilda fans scooped to that level on that and said, no, it doesn't deserve a week. It deserves 3 weeks for that. He got concussed, right? He's going to be out of the showdown, and he will be out against the Cats on Friday night as well. So realistically too, right, that's 2 games right there that he's going to miss, because it is a 12-day break. Now, because they played on a Friday night, a week. Well, it's less than a week. And then he's going to miss the round 9 clash against Port Adelaide, you'll think. Because it's not even a week. He might be alright to play, but I still think that if he had concussion issues with that and he could not play, it just shows the lack of brain cells that they've got to think of that. So it's really disappointing that is deservedly 3 weeks. You can't bring up any other instance where it was a bumping motion. I thought Toby Green should have not been suspended for what he did, because he went for marking actions are going to happen. But the way that there's that they are getting concussion out of the game and protecting players because of the lawsuits, all it takes is, well, you knew I had a concussion, I came off, and yet I had headaches for a month and I could not play. So we have to be very careful. Yes, it is a contact sport, and yeah, I do agree that you're going to get injured. There is a chance that you can get hurt in AFL football, but also know that a player should not have his arm pinned when he can't defend himself. Illegally had no chance to defend himself. So, pretty piss poor from some of the St Kilda fans out there. I'm happy to call that out. Adelaide getting the job done by 57 points, 20-18, 138, 12-9, 81. Well, Adelaide had a full quarter performance, so they really did deserve that performance. I did like Adelaide's Anzac Day jumper too, so it did look good. But to get the job done in Tasmania, in the last quarter, North Melbourne kicked 4 goals 6 in the end, but not much you can say. Now, Geelong winning by 13 points now, 18-10, 118 to 15-15, 105. Just when you're at the ground, when you see how Geelong play, they were sensational. They really were. Now, I am sick, unfortunately, so there's not much I can do about it. But when I watch footy and when I see the way that Carlton played as well, they were 33 points down. Yes, they had a bit of fight back. They weren't robbed by the umpires. They weren't screwed over by the umpires at all. Don't forget, Carlton did have more free kicks than the Cats as well. They had 14 compared to 10. But I'm glad that the umpire, that they let that go and they did not blow the softest free kicks, so they actually did let it go. But what a performance from the Cats in a way that they went about. They're undefeated. Jeremy Cameron kicked 600 goals as well. Very disappointing with the Carlton faithful, because it was disrespectful that they did not clap, not once, when Jeremy Cameron got his 600 goal. He's a great player. That is a wonderful achievement. But not to clap and saying that personally, it's very disappointing on that. And you should be clapping milestones like that. So definitely see what does come about on that. But yeah, we'll definitely see what's going to happen as well. Fremantle getting the job done by 24 points. 14-11, 95 to 10-11, 71. Now there were change as well with Tom Liberatore not feeling went out of the side with illness, so poor bugger. Don't know if it's gastro or not, but if it is, I do hope that he does get better. But look, there are question marks on the Western Bulldogs. Getting 9 this week as well, like, that's something that it's great to see, in the way that we saw the Bulldogs play. But I think by saying that as well, you're going to see a lot of performances like this as well. So I don't think the Bulldogs are that great. But who knows at this rate is because, yeah, it wasn't a great performance from the Doggies whatsoever. Now, while Fremantle were in front for majority of the game, and I'll have to have a look at the stats to see time in front as well. They were in front by 4 points in that second quarter, but Fremantle had control of the game, so yeah, credit to the Dockers as well. Gold Coast getting the job done by 37 points. 17-10, 112 to 12-3, 75. What a performance from the Gold Coast Suns. Look, they lost the first quarter, but after quarter time, they were really good. Banking, kicking 3 goals too. What a performance as well. So it's great to see on what we're learning out of AFL football, but it's great to see that teams are starting, like the Gold Coast Suns, win at home as well. Now the Swans winning by 76 points. Look, Hawthorn 5-12-42 to 18-10 118. Look, this was a dominant display. Realistically, a full quarter performance from the Swans, and look, Hawthorn had Mitchell's out as a late change, but I think when you look at it, it's a really good performance across the board. Nick Blakey had 30 disposals, 12 marks as well, so he's been absolutely superb. Oliver Flora in his 150th game, it was in his milestone, he kicked the goal as well, so very good in the end for the Sydney Swans to get the job done as well. So realistically on top of it, but their weaknesses in games, definitely felt like Geelong did deserve to win. Definitely felt like they should have won by a lot more with bad kicking as well. So it is very interesting indeed. Hope you guys liked the video. Apologies for being sick. Been cooked since Friday. So I'm hoping to get a fully speedy recovery and able to get back into this way of things. But don't forget to drop a like and also drop a sub. Bye for now.